Hello and welcome to Check It Out with Rich. A little while back, Beech sent me their leveling system, and I'll tell you what, I really like it. I have the Levelmate Pro, and it's 150 bucks. The Beech was 80, and I'll tell you what, it's well worth the money. I wished I would have bought it. So anyway, I reached out to them. I'm interested in their fans for the back of the refrigerator. So I reached out to them, and Jack sent me a set. So that's it here. So let's open the box up. I've already been in here checking everything out. I couldn't. I've had this for 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks. So let's get her opened up. And then it comes with the directions. The directions are pretty good. I don't have any complaints about the directions. Well written, easy to understand. Okay, the fan itself, well made. There's a bracket on each side. And then actually 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. They're metal, excuse me, they're metal. They seem very well made. I checked all the screws. None of the screws were loose. I barely got a little bit of a turn on one of them. So they were all torqued down about the same. They have 2 connections here, one for each fan. And then that'll get me to the next part. They have this pigtail that comes with it. You hook the fans up to here, and then this hooks up to your power leads on your controller. And then for the controller, let's bring this in a little closer and I'll show you. You have manual mode and automatic. You can set it by temperature, or you can set it by fan speed on manual. Now what this does, let's say you set it for 80 degrees. Once it starts getting up close to 80, I guess it's 75, the fans come on at a slow speed. And then the closer it gets to 80, the fans will ramp up and be up to 100%, which I thought was pretty nice. So the wiring, they're fairly long, 6 foot. You have your power lead. And then you have your thermistor that you put this close. I think it said 2 inches. I'll have to look in the manual, but 2 inches from your evaporative cooler, your evaporative fins. And then this end gets hooked up to your pigtail for the fans. Okay, let's get rid of this. And then we get a little baggie of goodies. Okay, you have 2 squares of 3M double-sided tape. You have 4, let me give you a close-up, 4 of the little brackets to mount it. And you also have 4 screws for the mounting brackets. And there's 2 different size screws, so he gives you 2 Allen wrenches, and then 2 wire nuts. And then this mounts on the back of your refrigerator vent. Now I hooked this up to the battery, and it is this one anyway. I can imagine they're all going to be the same way. This is set up so that when you mount it onto your vent, it's blowing air out. So I want to mount it, my refrigerator is on the slide, so I want to mount it at the top vent. There's already 4 fans in here. They're little 4 inchers, and they blow the heat up. I can feel a little bit of air coming out, but I want this just to assist on getting the air out. Okay, some of the things I've seen right off the top that I don't like is the double-sided tape. They have little squares back here, and I think the tape should be a little bit thicker. It's no big deal. Next thing are the screws. I noticed when I was putting this together onto the vent, these are flat heads. I think it'd be better if they went with either pan heads, button heads, or they went with cap head screws here. Just something so when you're laying them on there, they're laying flush. Wire length. They have some shrink wrap on here. I think what they should have done was maybe leave you 6 inches of lead here, then put the shrink wrap. Depending, I might have to cut this back and redo it. Okay, another one are wire nuts. Since I've been introduced to these, anybody watching my videos knows how much I like Wagos. I think wire nuts on something going down the road, bouncing around, isn't a good idea. I think maybe he should include, even if they get a knockoff, it doesn't have to be a name brand. Okay, another thing I didn't like, I looked at their owner's manual, plus I looked online. They're supposed to have a good customer service, just there's no 800 number, which is no big deal. You can still email. And then, okay, I was looking to see about mounting this, I don't know if you can see, yeah, a little bit, but mounting it above the refrigerator so I can see it. So on the very back, there's a little rectangle here. It's a punch out. So you could take this apart, punch that out, feed your wires through, and then surface mount this somewhere. And when I open this up, there's a couple connections in here that once they push the wires in, they super glued them. And they're a little crooked. I'll insert a picture now so you can see what I'm talking about. It's just a little bit of lack of quality control. They're still making contact. I doubt if every unit is like that. It was probably just this unit. So that's it for the bad. The good, you got good directions. It's made in USA. It is extremely well made. I do have to say, for the money, I think this goes for 80 bucks, and it's pretty well made for the money. And supposedly there is a lifetime warranty on it. I keep wanting to email them to find out how that warranty works. If it stops working after 2 years, if you get a new one, I don't know. But supposedly it's pretty good. Okay, so let's get this mounted onto the vent cover and see how she works. Okay, this is pretty easy how this all goes together. You just take this clip, it's got a nice notch in there, and you put it on there, and then you're hooking this piece here. And then we'll put this over here. Okay, same thing here. Make sure you're still hooked in. And then we'll do the same to the other side. So you do the two that just have a single hole first. And then you come over, hook that in, and put these last two on. And I would, before you screw this on, I would hook it up to a battery just to confirm the direction the fan's going. I would assume that they would hook them up the same way every time, but I would just verify that. Yeah, we've had some issues with our refrigerator, and I'm hoping this ends up working. For right now, I'm going to go off the controls that came with it, but I think I'm going to hook it up to the fans that are in there, and this will only come on when the fans are running in there, because you still want your fridge to create heat. That's how it cools. So you don't want this fan on all the time, or else you will end up having trouble with it. Okay, everything's tightened up. I'm going to put this on now. They just snap on. They come apart real easy too. So, and then I'll probably end up just wire tying these wires down here just to keep them secure and out of the way. But I'll do that once I get it installed. But it was pretty easy. Took 5 minutes. Okay, we got this all done. So now the next thing I want to do, I want to take care of my wiring. Now I figure what I'm going to do, I don't want to have to go outside and keep opening up the vent cover to make adjustments, which really you shouldn't have to. Once you get it set, it should be good. Then especially when if I do hook it up to the other fans, I'll never have to mess with the controls again. But my thinking is, see if you can see in here, yeah. I'm going to mount this right up here. I can see it very easy. I can make adjustments. Becky can make adjustments. So, and then I'm going to take the wire across and drill a hole here and then feed them into the refrigerator compartment. So let me get this going and we'll get back to you. Okay, I got the controller installed. Let me show you what I did. Okay, all I did is I drilled a hole through here, and then I used the double-sided tape that came with it. I have a feeling it's going to end up giving me issues. I'll probably have to redo it. So I'll go ahead and do some wire management on this later, and then I'll fill this hole in with silicone. So now we're going to go outside and hook the wires up. Alright, I got all the wiring done except for the power hooked up down below. So let me show you what I did. Okay, it says the temperature probe. I don't know how well you can see here. The temperature probe is right there. They said an inch or two away from the coil, so we're pretty good. And all I did was I wire tied the wire together, and I cleaned off the top of the fridge and just used some Gorilla Tape. I'll keep an eye on it, and if it doesn't work, I'll try something else. Then power lead for the fan, I have it wire tied together here. I'll plug this into the fan. I'm going to get a couple fasteners for here to screw it to this flashing. And then the power, I taped the weight to it and just dropped it straight down. Okay, the power lead, I've coming down through here. It was a straight shot with the weight on it. Nothing stopped it or anything. Then here's what I'm talking about, the wires. That's all you have to work with. It's not very much, so I'm going to have to splice this back. And if they would have left you 6 inches here, you could have just cut it back to this point, whatever you needed. So let me get this cleaned up. Okay, I stripped the wires back and got it hooked up. My battery's dying. So let's take a break here. Okay, we got new batteries. It's not flashing red at me now. So here's what I did. I got the wire stripped back like I said, and I just hooked up to the 12 volts power supply for the fridge. Now these fans are saying they're only drawing 0.3 amps each. I should have stripped this back further and put my amp probe on to see what it is actually pulling. I think what I might do is turn the fridge off, and then I can put my amp probe on here to see what this is pulling. Alright, so let's get the top side done and we'll get this baby working. Okay, this is day 2. I started to put this on yesterday and the fans were actually hitting the condensing coil. So I had to do a little modification on this. I'm not going to get into too much detail on what I did. Every unit's going to be different. All I did really is I just trimmed. Can you see up here, Beck? Yeah. I just trimmed some of this off and then used stainless steel bolts to put it together. So let's get this on. I did secure the wires. You see the wires? Yes. Okay, I did secure the wires. They're good. So let's get this together without dropping it. Okay, sure that's not getting pinched. Put it in. Yeah, I was going to finish this up last night, but we ended up getting company, so I figured I'll just do it in the morning. You can see I screwed up on my cut badly, so I'll deal with that later. All right, so let's go in, play with the controls. You're like super close. All right, let's go in and play with the controls, and we'll wrap this video up. All right, let me show you what I did here. I ended up cleaning up the wires a little bit. Okay, I just added a 1/2-inch wire loom on here with some clamps just to hold it in, pretty it up, and nothing catches it. Okay, now up here is manual on. So right now, yeah, I hear it running, barely. So we're on 50%, and it goes up by 10% increments up to 100%. And even at 100%, those two bigger fans are quieter than those 4-inch fans that come with a Dometic refrigerator. And then we'll turn it off, and then we can go to auto. Right now I'm set on 90, and the fan's on high. I wish when it was on auto, it would come up and tell you what stage the fan's on, whether it's 50% or 100%. And then we can turn her down. And it's just going to stay on 100%. So we're going to keep it up at 90. And then to turn this off, you can push auto all you want. It will not turn off. You have to go to manual, and then manual again, then it turns off. So let's go to auto. Okay, so that was a pretty easy install. Beech Lane makes it pretty easy with these brackets that I couldn't use, but that's just the design of the refrigerator. Chances are you can get the same model, and that refrigerator might be out a 1/4 inch enough that that'll fit in. You don't have to make any modifications. Okay, would I recommend this product? Right now, yeah. 6 months, a year from now, I don't know. But right now, came out of the box. I was really impressed with the quality of it. I know I mentioned some things earlier that I didn't like, but all in all, it's a pretty good product. Two things I would change. One being a 3M tape. You need something a little bit thicker, a little bit better. I would probably maybe do the 2 strips instead of the squares. And then the wires. There was only this much sticking out the end with heat tape. Maybe cut the insulation back 6 inches, then put the heat tape on, and then you can always cut the wires back if you need to. Okay, and I would like to thank Beech Lane for sending this to me and let me do a review. I hope it helps somebody out. Okay, so then thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.